Hi guys! So it's all about the e-hub. It's Friday. We're cooling it down after a hectic week. We have a very talented guest who's joining us all the way from Trinidad. He's a talented artist, producer, musician. We're gonna dive into all of that in a little bit. I'm already seeing him on the live. But before we head into that, you guys be sure if you're not following Caribbean Entertainment Hub on social media, what are you waiting for? Check us out on Instagram. Check us out on Facebook. We are actually on Twitter, so you can head across there and join the conversation. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for all your latest updates with everything Caribbean Entertainment news. And of course, head across to our website, www.caribbeanentertainment.hub for your latest updates in everything that is trending in the Caribbean Entertainment. And today is nothing different than that. We have the one and only Richarde in the building, who's about to tell us about his brand new release that's playing in the background called Hands Up. We're going to dive into that and let's get into the steel panist, turn artist, turn producer, all the good stuff. So definitely tune in, share the live, and stay tuned. I'm really excited about this interview because I have so much questions to ask. I have a lot of questions to ask. So be prepared and get ready. We're kicking it off, right? But before we dive into all of that, I just want to say congratulations on the brand new release. I've had it on repeat since the first time hearing it. It is my feel good, wake me up song. So it's on repeat. It's on repeat. And for persons who may not be familiar with the talents, the multi-talentedness, if that's even a word, that is Richarde. Please introduce yourself, Richarde, to the public.
Yo, Trinidad and Tobago, the Entertainment Hub. My name is Richarde. A pleasure to be here. Instrumentalist, steel panist, the works here, artists, virgin, whatever.
It's how we playing, man. But I like the humility. Keep it up. Keep it up.
It's normal, at home, I'm chilling out now.
Chilling. After a very, very busy, hectic week, yes. We winding down.
Yeah. Always give thanks for the Fridays. The Fridays is the
Thank God it's Friday. TGIF. Right. So me getting into my questions. I know you personally as a very, very talented steel panist. Now we're hearing releases with no pan in sight, and it's vocals. You're writing, you're producing. Why were you hiding the talent all this time? Like what went on there?
I can't really say hidden it. This is not my first vocal release like this. I have actually used to sing before, but I guess because steel pan is so attached to me in terms of like what people actually know before that, it kind of hard to separate the two when they actually sing. But I would say I was very timid when it came to my voice in the early parts of me really getting comfortable and learning and understanding vocally what I would like to do. Plus, I also had a little journey with regards to getting into myself as an artist in terms of like lyrics and content and where exactly I would like to go, and so it's been a fine tuning style situation with me throughout the years and all of that, especially when it comes to like the evolution of my music in that way. So yeah, it's really
and apparently like I've been living under a rock because I'm seeing somebody in the comments saying he out there long time. So apparently I'm new to the party. I'm sorry, my apologies. I'm trying to play catch up right now. But how was the transition and how has the transition been actually? As you say, well, you've been putting out vocals, but now you're focusing more on the artist side of things. I know the steel pan is forever there. That's not going anywhere. But how is the transition and what are you seeing as some of the differences in terms of opening up yourself on that side of the spectrum?
Yeah. The transition hasn't been too bad because I've been like as you would say behind the scenes. I've really been working on like writing and craft and all that. If I tell you this specific song here that I released was actually written about maybe three years ago.
Wow.
And
so you've been holding on to music all this time? And
I have a catalog of music, that just just put down there in terms of the amount of songs that we have. It's just a matter of production and releases. But in terms of like music to come, actually working on an EP. The EP is coming in the new year, 100%.
I heard it called Self-Love. I did my research. I did my research, and I want to even touch on that. Your music has always been positive, so that's understandable. But this word self-love, from a male perspective, what does that mean to you, and why that particular name for this project?
Self-love for me, especially from a male perspective, you see, all right, when we look at culture and the music culture from the Trinidad side, in terms of the youths and all of that, the Trinidad aspect of it, murder is a style, murder is a aspect of it that you just really getting it. I really not on that. So for me, what will actually like, all right, I have a brother, that's my brother. I ain't coming to plug you up, like I ain't coming to squeeze on you because it's an understanding, but I understand myself enough first to know like how to communicate or deal with certain issues, because it's a acceptance on me first. But then if I look at them in terms of mirror wise or anything in that perspective, we connected, we look similar, we're the same. I don't understand why it had to be a murder when we could actually probably make money together. We could do things together. It have so much differences in terms of what it is. So self-love really is for me is the first step into the actuality of change and bringing about change in a positive way necessary. And it can't happen from me. I can't give it outwardly first unless I internalize it.
Have it inside, yeah.
Then it could come out, So that is really that's the root of the concept. So the concept will actually transition from henceforth. So I wouldn't give out too much, but it'll start and then it'll move to something else after that. But definitely like strong teams in that regard, yeah. But
I just found it was a bit interesting and really, really powerful in a sense for a guy to touch on that topic, because normally self-love is, female. You see every self-care Sundays and self-love and all these different things. It kind of has like, females are normally the ones leading it now. You don't really hear men talking about these topics. But I've noticed over, I don't know if COVID brought that pace for everybody to slow down and take, reflect a lot. And it's something that whether you're male or female, self-love, you need that. That's the foundation of every and anything.
Yeah, and that is true. And I don't think men should be self-conscious in regards to conversations or things like this, because as men and the male figures within society and families and the structure that we have out here, we have to have the ability to communicate on these sides. Because I have a daughter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Within regards to her and how she does communicate and things, you had to bring it down. You had to adapt. You had to adjust in terms of what it is you're about, and we just had to have that. We can't be self-conscious and studying like things that just don't make sense, especially when it comes to possibly especially when you're dealing with women in particular. Men really just have to calm it down, bro. You don't have to be so aggressive or
and that is so true. And I think it's a society pattern or programming that has just gone beyond its period of necessity. And I feel like now men understanding that you could still be a man, you could still be masculine and still have that soft side, or not to say soft, but you could still be in tuned with that side of you and be able to
just a
and that's why I feel like this project, before it even manifests, it's already setting the tone to be something to open up dialogue and stuff, because it's a very interesting perspective through the lens of a man, and even with the music, as I say, Hands Up has been on repeat.
Hands Up is not anywhere near what the project is. Hands Up is really a super.
It's a single. So Hands Up is just standing on the side by itself.
Hands Up is literally a single, and the genre of the project is quite different. If I had a release about maybe a month before, if so long,
That was the song that was on the J. Cole's
yeah,
mix.
we still,
Right.
and that is more. Yeah, she do research, man. She ain't play. Yeah.
Nah, I come ready. I come prepared. I come ready.
That's more in line and in tune with where the general flow of the EP will be.
Okay. But
Definitely.
that even touches on your level of versatility, the fact that you could dabble in the soca and still have this genre on this side. And also from the music, we didn't even touch on the steel pan. We're coming back to steel pan. But it's nice to see it in this light as an artist. Because I mean, I would have seen you here and there. I think you did stuff with Skito and performing and stuff like that. But now to see you, like, as I say, the steel pan is not in sight. It's a total different element, and to see you kind of breaking out of that shell, because with playing pan, you focus on the pan, you're down in the pan, your head has to be down there. But now with performing as an artist, you had to interact with the crowd, you had to make that eye contact.
This is that place. I was at that place because I was doing shows on it for a little while, and it took some get adjusting and getting accustomed to for me, because I really was unfamiliar. I playing pan since I was about 5 years old. So pan has been second nature to me. But I really only started to discover that I had a voice. I was writing before I started singing.
Okay.
I really only discovered I had a voice late on, in terms of like, I could probably sing, So, and then I started, and then it come to the point where I was like, well, all right, what to sing then, if I had to sing. But then it was a hurdle getting through that. And then my environment while I was outside in school, the vocalists that I was around, or the people who used to sing, was so good, So it was a bit, it would be a little overwhelmed in certain equations and things. But this is all even where the concept of self-love stem from, because people just had to believe in themselves, and you can't doubt. And
was it intimidating, or did you feel pressure to go that route? Because I mean, you know what you were out there for.
I did it, so I was actually feeling it out for myself in that time frame. But with me, pan was the go-to. That's the easy expression there for me. Pan is the easy expression. Pan is like, yeah, whatever pan, and yeah, man, there's no scene like pan, because pan is the as I say, naturally musically, that's just the common expression. But the writing and all of that really started to take shape and come into its own after a little time. It really had to groove into to where it at for me now. Yeah, I would say I'm definitely more comfortable. I want to keep bringing content for you guys in that way, for sure, over time here.
Nice. And the producing dynamic, how has the producing been? Or have you been doing that a long time as well?
I have been doing a lot of production from before, and in this leg of the game here, sincerely, on the project, a lot of the projects that I'm working on now is other producers with me as well. But Mr. Emil Fortune, Emil was the guy who really brought this track to where it's at from a production level, because I mean, the peeps on the track, the musicians on the track is me, is Kyle Peters, Jerry Bush on the bass, Alpha playing drums, Emil on the keys. So it's like it's an expression of us in terms of them, because I don't really tell them like, yo, this is what I want. I like, well, this one it kind of had a little bit of we had some movements, but based on the time that we had that we spent from playing so much music together, everybody just kind of we have an idea, and we know automatically.
The chemistry is there. The chemistry is definitely there.
And this track, the feel good energy, as you start off saying, I think that was the most important element that we was looking for, because lyrically we know it have a strong message and all of that, and we just was looking for something to accompany it in a way that it will hit you too. When it hits you, it's still and lift you up. Right?
It's smooth and subtle, but it's like subconsciously in there. It's not too in your face, like in an aggressive way, But like if you listen, it's as I said, like you have it on repeats, then it's jumping out to little instances here and there. But the music itself is very soothing. You know, it puts in a state of calm, like it's like therapy.
And that's for me, that's what music is, and music is healing, and music is healing from any perspective. I mean, in quiet moments, something everybody had their go-to vibes in terms of having to that does resonate with you. And then like it's so crazy the frequencies within music and what actually good for you and what would agree with the body and all that.
Yeah.
It's so much inside of there, yo. So yeah, all of that we take into consideration in terms of what we actually doing and giving out and looking to put out there in terms of to the public. So
okay, nice. So as an artist now, who are some of your influencers in terms of the vocalist side?
Vocal side.
People who you probably look up to, aspire in terms of like how they perform, how they write, how they put, coming with that, you have a different air. Because you're not just an artist, you're also a musician, so you hear things differently.
I appreciate greatly, I would say like Chronics. I appreciate.
I could see that.
Very low, like there's another artist, Mali Music.
Yes, he has a lot of musicianship with even the beats and stuff is very complex. Nothing on the surface.
Another level, but the collaborations on he's due to is be real interesting and the ways it is fused. But his message is strong too. Is really a Hebrew perspective too, which is where I kind of reside in my center and my core for myself. So that is why I connect with it. And if we talking like hip hop, I love hip hop. J. Cole.
Well, I'm not going to say J. Cole. I mean, you sample the man beat. He had a beat.
That was for real. That's good. That's good vibes. But the greats, as I study the greats, I don't really have like preferred taste in music. I mean, once anything actually hitting, I listen to because I'll still go on taking some neo soul style songs. I'll still only these days more. I really only love tunes per se, but always like jazz influence style songs. If it's a local perspective, Bungie, like for sure. I had to heal up local guys. Producer wise from local perspectives, First Class. I love what Tano and Jimmy October and them fellas and them doing. I love Annalie Prime, like in a big way.
What I'm seeing as the common thread with the names you're calling is people who very versatile and unique. They bring something totally different to the music pool. Yeah. They have a different style, a different sound than the traditional what is expected from Trini artists.
It's still a lot can be like Rion Elbon, Jelano, Jazzy Blaze are still, it still have a lot of local elements. I would say that's still rocking on the ground that I really respect and like and still will jump out on the playlist for sure. So it depends, man. Is it any go across the board?
And who was that person that made you pick up the pan sticks to begin with?
Who made me pick up the pan sticks?
Yeah, what brought about that love for pan at such a tender age?
I was Darrell, my older brother. He wanted to be like 4 years older than me, and because he was going, I had to go too. But the style of the lessons was this guy. His name was Curtis Pierre. He used to play with pan side at that time, named Dixieland Academy or something. But he was a tremendous player, and what he would do and what I got at that early age, which was so important for me in pan, was technique, because he would actually hold my hands and wrists and thing and guide it. So even before I really started to get down into like in the instrument and thing, because of the classes that I had with him every Saturday from 5 years old, I developed really good technique to hold pan, and that's why I got at that age. But it was my brother. To answer your question, it was my older brother. And my mom was instrumental in terms of always supporting and pushing forward and making sure that it have You know, like I'm into it.
So your brother plays pan as well.
He does, yeah. He did.
Okay.
But yeah, he was heavily involved in that time frame too. And then from that time, then I moved to Golden Hands.
Okay.
Hands,
Okay.
probably like 2 years after, so like let me say 7 years old until a long time after. And with Golden Hands is really where the the passion and the drive for music and everything was kind of born in that space for real.
Well, seeing that you're such a veteran when it comes to pan and pan culture, what advice would you give somebody who's probably interested in playing pan, never played pan, or want to get started? What advice would you give them?
Um, for music in general, anybody that's
Mhm.
about to do music, I would always say be knowledgeable of all the different facets that involve that. But if we answer any question on steel pan, I mean, what
Yeah.
pan is so pan is so present within Trinidad. So I would say just dive in. It's not as complicated, I think, as some people must say. I would say people who have kids and stuff like that, don't be afraid to introduce them to the pan, especially at a young age, because any musical instrument is bring about discipline. It will mean the wildness a little bit in terms of way.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I would tell them go for it, and be innovative. Right now, we're doing some tutoring with um a little youth man. I'll call him. I see he on the live here right now. Shout out Jeremy. But if I had somebody like him advice, I would say continue to push forward, continue to work hard, and make sure that you study the grades, study
Um,
and even study outer steel pan. Go into sax players, go for trumpet players, Miles Davis, Dizzy Gillespie. Look for anything line wise, bebop wise. It have when we talk pan and who there right now, it have I seen him in my head, Victor Provost. It have if you listen from a more cultural, a more Trinidad perspective, you could say Duvon.
mhm.
It really depends here, but they have so much illustrations out there to really get into it. And I would say practice here. Practice is your best friend in anything that you're doing. You have to practice. It's just what it is. So putting the hours, putting the time, and you'll see the
Well,
yeah, you'll see.
fun fact though, are you one of those panists who could like go under the pan and play a whole song as well?
I would say yes, and a bit of no because you're actually when you hit on the bottom of the pan, depending on where you hit it, you could bend your note out of place too. So yeah, I would say
I started to see fathers taking it to a different level. I was like, okay, all right.
it's
I was like, I never saw that trick.
it just so you get all kind of innovations and all of that with it too. People to learn,
Uh-huh.
you get different style songs or anything. But all that is expression. Have it, you have it, you. But that is not my swag. Me, body part, look, yeah, I know that.
Do you play any other instrument? Because I know the common thread with some musicians, if they could play one instrument good, it kind of lends to others.
I would say for myself and in jam sessions and thing, I'll probably touch on a little drum kit or whatever. But
Okay.
maybe voice, more vocals, singing.
You're frozen a little bit. I don't know if
Yeah,
it's the
I
internet. Are you
can't play
hearing me?
keys to say I would play keys to jump in a band, but maybe for myself in a production room, I could definitely get what it is I want to get out. But so
Okay.
yeah, that is where it at in terms of the instruments.
Nice. And because you have that talent, do you feel pressure to put it in your artistry as an artist, even if it mightn't complement at times? So you feel like, okay, well, because I could play pan, I have to incorporate it some way, somehow.
I think I have a responsibility to incorporate it almost into,
Okay, explain that.
but it have some tracks that's definitely be like, boy, there's not it really have any space in it. But I'll be real with you. Anything that I do live in terms of live performance, I would always incorporate
Yeah.
it. So it will always be there because
Okay.
it just have to be. So in terms of however we would arrange the set for a live perspective in terms of moving down, yeah man, you'll definitely see it inside of it. It may not always transition in terms of the recording of the song. It really depends on how we want to use it, yeah. But definitely in the live and all of that for sure, yeah. Definitely.
Okay. Well, you seem to be very intentional. That's what I'm picking up. Is like, you know, sometimes when you meet a new artist or well, in your case, not new, not necessarily new, but it's still new territory to some extent. They in that phase of experimenting a lot because they're trying to figure out stuff, understand stuff, try stuff. You seem to be very intentional and know, okay, what you want to do, what you're not doing, how you're going about this. And for you to even mention that you have so much of music that already put down and you're just waiting to release. It's not like you've been working on this a while now. We now to the forefront now hearing and seeing stuff, but you've been at this for some time.
And that's everything you say there is true. And the experimentations with me with the pan and all of that has been, I've been doing it for a while and really trying to home it in and figure it out and get comfortable. And before, as we was talking about people who influence and inspire, I had to throw in this guy inside of it by Anderson .Paak.
Okay.
Yeah. You ever seen him play drums and sing and stuff too?
No, please educate me.
He's the fella who's singing all these songs with Bruno Mars right now. So
okay. Well, okay. I know the person. I just didn't know the name.
Play drums here, but in his live stuff, he's played drums and sing and thing, and his coordination and everything. His work. So really getting into that, at least from the perspective with the pan and all of that too. So it'll definitely be present. It'll definitely be present in terms of what it is, and in terms of the songs, in terms of the new stuff that really come in. Yeah, the expression inside of them, man.
You can't shy away from it. It just seems like it's a part of the whole package.
Yeah, literally, it embedded inside of the full 100.
So do you have a release date for the Self-Love project?
A release date? No, we do not. But definitely, you'll be getting. You have some singles to come from it.
Okay.
To start off. So I would say we have one more song we're dropping in December. For my birthday's in December. So
yeah, wait. Before I beg it up, which side of December you're on?
Caps. I'm in the side.
You see, that's why I had to hold it back because Team Sagittarius over here now. But because you're so close, I go still okay, a little love and wish you a little happy birthday. But if it was like in the beginning, it would have been more love now.
The sad side is yeah, we don't fight the sad side, but I kind of on the brink of the two. On the brink of the two.
Okay, well yeah. That's a nice space to be in because I just been waiting whole year for December now. You know, whole year counting on everybody every month. Is this season, is that season, and these months just go pass. And I finally reach. It's my season now.
Yes. That's what we talk about. So I want to drop something else before the year, though. Definitely.
Any Christmas something? Let's say that straight. It's in there.
No Christmas in there. But the song is it's a soca, you know, but it have a reggae kind of bubble to it. So
reggae soca?
I don't even know to call it a reggae soca. I yell how to hear it, but it bubbling like with the organ and all of that. But yeah, so that's just a little taste.
Sensing. We accept it over here. Just sensing now. We want to hear this unique fusion because who knows, it might be onto something. You know, I never heard that fusion before. Like it even started for it, saying it out loud.
So that's the vibe. So that's the next release, and
okay.
We'll be looking at that into December, and then from the new year, you'll see a lot of content coming from Self-Love. So,
and how many songs in total?
Yeah, about maybe 8.
Okay, nice. Well, you and it's finished. It's not work in progress. It's completed.
Yeah. At this point in time, a lot of these songs are about 90% completed.
But you're singing like DJ Khaled there. 90 something percent completed.
Khalid resources, but
Yeah.
the team we have here right now, we making every single dollar work for us in terms of what we doing and how we doing it. And I'm really grateful. Considering speaking about team, I have to always shout out my team that consistently been with me for the last year and more. Well, we talking lifetime, but in terms of what me laying out our plan and us moving forward with it, I have to really shout out Richarde's Media House, big up Kerry, and shout out Emil Fortune, shout out Emilio, Vivid Heart, and everybody who really working on this apartheid. And then on the outskirts, my boys, all the musicians, Kyle Peters, Jeremy, everybody who involved, Alpha, everybody who involved in terms of what it is taking place and who are aware of what we're looking to bring. So right now it's the patience game. It's just a matter of
well, I don't think that's a problem you'll have. You've always been humble and laid back, and when is the right time is the right time. You get that by some people. So definitely want to tell you, keep up the good work. We're looking forward to the releases.
Just really excited to actually start putting out content for people to hold on to and grip onto, to just get an idea where I'm at. So I really hope is the start of a few projects, because I have some solid ideas in my mind that it have some distance to go, man. So it really just be the start to hopefully some a good few years of solid music. So that's the plan.
Nice. And we definitely gonna be paying attention to the journey and see how it progresses and expands. What direction it goes next.
I appreciate that. Full 100 for you.
So in terms of like streaming and finding music, all the information.
You could find Hands Up on all the streaming platforms that you search on: iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, all the places that you could. So the next release that we have in December would actually be the second track, but we hoping as every month progresses, some months you might get one, some months you might get two, so that's how we dubbing it. So definitely into the new year, I would like to, one of my goals for 2022 is to really increase the catalog of music that I have on these platforms. So
any collabs? Any hints of any collabs?
Yeah, man.
Or solo?
Yeah, but not on any I think in any wavelengths that people might be hoping. I guess in time, once they come out and peeps could, then we could see who feels it and who about it, and then we will get into the collabs, man. But come one and all, tell them don't afraid because things get too sticky on it. So yeah.
Oh, well, definitely looking forward to it, and I like seeing the support that you've been getting thus far. I mean, I know a lot of people are familiar with you as a steel panist, and now to see that transfer into the artist side, it's really, really nice to see. But it goes back to the individual themselves. So I guess is what they put out is what they're going to receive. So just want to tell you, keep up the good work.
And I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And I appreciate everybody who has been showing support, because it has really helped you, and it is go a long way when people actually tapping in and getting familiar and responding and shooting messages and sharing the music and all of that. It's be really appreciative. I feel it as needed is part of what we're about now, and the whole mission for me in the entire thing is really just positivity and trying to that's my vibes. And me going to switch, and I really don't care about anybody else at this point in time for what they feel and how they are. So I will come in on their party and sing about Jaja if it is as it is, So it is as it is, man. That's just is, and that's.
I mean, everybody know the lane, everybody know what they're about, and I think it's that the unique taste and the unique styles is what collectively brings something fresh to the whole pool. You're not supposed to be here trying to mimic the other person. You're supposed to set your lane.
True, and And again, so that is all that is with it with the self love and all of that, and that is why I think it's such a powerful message, is because we need people to be the individuals and be who they were created, and stop trying to be whoever you think you want to be, because that makes no sense, because we really need you. You feel me? We don't need who you think who you're trying to
We
figure.
don't need any more copies. We need originals.
Need original, and that is really where that is the root of it, man. And yeah, that's what we are about.
Definitely. Well, my dear, on that note, I want to end it on a positive. We started positive, we ended positive as we're about to go into this weekend. Just want to say, be safe, everyone. Thank you, Richarde, for joining us and blessing us with, the new music, and that's about the journey. You guys definitely head across and follow him on Instagram. I think it's Rich is King One is his name.
Definitely.
Right. So you definitely tag him so you guys could follow him, share the music, check out the new music. And just thanks for tuning in with us. We definitely have this article and stuff up on our website. So head across to www.koreanentertainmenthub.com. Check us out. We have everything that has been trending in Caribbean entertainment news. And stay tuned to see who we have next week on the eHub. I just letting you guys know I will not be here because my birthday is next week and I'll be turning up. But Lissandra hopefully will be holding down the fort. But stay tuned next week. We'll see all about that. Thank you again, Richarde. You guys be safe, have fun, and stay blessed. Bye.